In Asheville, months after police arrested a man after a deadly hit and run, his twin brother also faces charges in that death. Investigators say Alan Dion is charged with accessory after the fact in the hit and run death of a cyclist in March. He's also accused of a list of other crimes, including 3 counts of larceny, 2 counts of financial card theft, and 2 counts of resisting arrest. And this comes after his twin brother, Calvin Dion, was arrested and charged with second-degree murder in the death of James Sheeran. Police say Sheeran was riding his bike March 1st on Grove Street when he was hit by a car. Officials say Calvin Dion was behind the wheel and left the scene. Sheeran was rushed to the hospital where he died. Police say Sheeran's family made sure to honor his life by helping others. Officials say his organs were donated. Multiple people got life-saving transplants, including 2 4-year-old children and several adults. Amazing. You can find more information about how to become an organ donor at lifesharing.org. We have that information for you at foxcarolina.com.